I just wanted to know, is this going to work out? Is this my life partner? Like, is this my twin flame? Is this my, like, is this everything that I think it is? Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are talking all about our least favorite parts of separation and what we found was the hardest. Watch this video. Alright guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm Serena.
And I'm James.
And we are Life After Union, two twin flames in union. So today we are doing a request video, which is basically essentially about our separation stage. So we'll give you a little background information. James and I met whilst I was traveling. You were working.
Yeah. Not in my hometown.
Not in your hometown.
In the middle of the bush.
Yes. And so I met James while I was in another relationship, and then, broke things off in that relationship, as a lot of you guys have also dealt with different third party or karmic situations. That was also our situation, or my situation. And then we were separated. So I went back home to the States. He stayed in South Africa. And we were separated for about 6 months before we kind of collectively made the decision for me to come back here. Is that how you would say it kind of went down?
Yeah, I mean, we collectively decided for you to come back to here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually remember that moment, and that was actually a pretty big aha moment for me, because I'm very used to, as a lot of you guys know, both James and I are pretty independent people. So I'm very used to, in relationships, like just making my own executive decision, and then kind of my partners are at the wrath of whatever decision I make. So it almost toxically independent. Like, I was very toxically independent. And that actually happened for us also in separation, when I was planning to come back to see you, and then made the executive decision to not do that and to go home to the States. Yeah. Yes. So I had learned from that experience how much I feel like that was the defining point where I was like, ooh, it really hurt you when I didn't come to see you.
Yeah, I mean, through that whole experience, obviously we had made all these plans. I was organizing to get you to be able to stay with me at the place I worked, potentially for you to have some sort of a work kind of plan there to be a part of the whole area. Plus I was organized to take time off because I was going to take you to one of the other backpackers, like 2 hours down the road, which I had never been to, that I was excited to go to. And there's another one I was thinking about as well. And then you didn't come. And I was like, that was nice.
And I'll be honest, you guys, it didn't feel really nice when I did that. So when we were making the decision for me to, after our separation, like when our separation was coming to an end, we were making the decision for me to come to see you in your hometown this time. Yeah. And I very clearly had a remembrance of, ooh, it didn't feel very nice when you're in a partnership not consulting with your partner about these things, like, or just making a decision that benefits me specifically, so I really remember, like, very clearly when we were deciding for me to come back here that I was like, we need to book a Zoom call. And we actually picked the date of the flights together on that Zoom call. Do you remember that?
On the WhatsApp call, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just meant like video call. Yeah. On the WhatsApp video call. Yeah.
I do remember that, and I remember thinking, shit, is she actually going to come this time? Because obviously the first time I was like, obviously at that point I just now had left my job that I was at where we met to come back to my hometown, because it was going to be a better situation for the two of us to start our relationship and be together, because where I was, there wasn't great signal. We didn't always have water. We didn't always have electricity. It was very, very rustic.
Yeah, very rustic.
So it wouldn't have worked out, especially for you at that point. You're still busy growing your online platform like we're doing at the moment. So I actually had left my stable job where I was very comfortable with people that I was very comfortable being around, to come back to my hometown to try find new work, to try this crazy relationship out with this crazy American girl. and it turned out to work out pretty well.
Yeah, but that would be very scary.
It was scary, and it was a difficult decision. If it hadn't worked out, would I have regretted it? Maybe a little bit, but I think I still would have been fine with the fact that I had actually made the decision myself to have left there to try this out.
Right, you made a conscious decision. Yeah.
I knew what I was getting myself into.
Right.
Well, I thought I did.
Yeah. So that's a little background information on us and our kind of journey. I mean, obviously, it's a very oversimplification of everything, but
it's like 5%.
Yeah, it's like 5%. So essentially, that's like the background story. So we were in separation for 6 months. And during that time, what was the hardest thing for you?
The hardest thing for me during that separation was, I think at the front, was whether I was actually going to see you again, because at that point as well, besides our little adventure that we both had at about the same time, I completely stepped back from trying to, like, get with anybody, because I mean I was a service instructor in a backpackers in the middle of nowhere, and I was there to have
the cutest guy in 100 miles.
Well, probably further than that. But I mean, I was there to just have fun. I'd left a job that I'd been doing for a few years when I went there, so I had completely changed my entire mindset of, this is where I'm just gonna have a bit of fun, meet some cool people from around the world, just don't really have any worries, just enjoy myself. And after I had met you, I said, okay, well, I'm going to rechange my mindset completely, and I'm still going to obviously do everything I normally would, but I'm not going to go out and like try to hook up with girls and do all these other things. Because I was keeping myself loyal towards you until the first time you told me you weren't coming back when you were going home. Then I made a whoopsie.
And then you guys can watch this video, which we talk all about that. We talk about our whoopsies. We both had a whoopsie, but you can watch this
within
video.
a couple of days of each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the hardest part was probably definitely the fact that I didn't know if I was actually going to see you again, and then also thinking that if I do see you, were you, for one, going to be the same person that I remembered meeting? Because as well, when you speak to people in person compared to over a phone, whether it be a video, text, voice note, phone call, is very different from when you're in person. Obviously, when we were in person, I was still working at the time.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you're still that person, because also you've gone through a lot of growth and had changed as a person hugely since then. As had I. So it was nerve-wracking to know, first of all, if you're coming. Second of all, were we actually going to hit things off the way that we had? Were we going to be able to be still compatible with each other? How are things going to unfold? And yeah, it was definitely a scary thought to think that I am now inviting this girl that I've met twice, spent only a couple of days with, only spoken to on the phone, this crazy woman from America. He has this like normal boy from Africa. And I just didn't know what to really expect out of all it. So I was kind of, hoping for the best, and just couldn't see what's going to happen. And it was difficult. It was not an easy decision. It was not an easy process to go through, but I'm definitely glad that I did everything I did, and that I pestered you so much with my voice notes when we were at Signal.
Yeah. What's really funny is here's the twin flame mirror for you, because when you said this crazy girl from America, just this normal boy from Africa, I felt the same exact way, except for in the opposite. I'm just this normal girl from the United States with this crazy African dude, So it's kind of funny that we both like kind of saw each other in that way, but crazy in two very different ways. Like probably me emotionally crazy, and you like physically kind of crazy.
You're just a crazy American hippie.
But you're just a crazy South African hippie.
So we're perfect for each other.
Bushmen.
Back on track though.
Yeah. So, well, do you have more to say on your hardest part of separation?
No, I think that's pretty much it. It was just literally not knowing what was going to unfold and where I was going to end up with this, and how we were actually going to become compatible, and whether it actually was going to be so. And that for me was very difficult. Leaving my job and having to find new work, I had done that quite a few times, so I was never really too worried. Plus coming back to my hometown, where I had potential work lined up, which fell away. Yeah, that was for me the hardest part, was just not knowing what was actually going to happen between the two of us, because obviously we're both changing our entire lives to see if this would work, and that's quite a scary thing to go through.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, it's no small feat, but I can tell you one thing, it's really worth it whether it works out or doesn't, because then you actually have a much better understanding of what you want or do not want. And I think that's very important.
Yeah, no, I do think that's a good point, because if you don't at least try, you're never gonna know. And I know we say that in a lot of videos, but it is true. And like, it's one thing, I think it would be one thing if only one of us was radically changing our lives, but because we were both doing it, it felt more, I don't want to say like in alignment, but it felt more even, you know, because you had made really big moves for me to come here, and I had made really big moves for me to come here. So, you know, we both really did have to like make big choices in order to put this kind of relationship first and foremost. And if you are in separation and you have a partner that's maybe in a completely different state or town or country than you, like that's also something to consider. Like, even though you might be the one moving across wherever, you know, or going to them, this person might also have to make some really big sacrifices to allow the space of you in their lives, you know. So it's both. It's like you have to clear the space to go into that person's life, and they have to clear the space for you to come into their life. So both people are making changes and choices. I think for me in separation, you kind of hit on it a little bit, but I think like I've always been like this, and sometimes I think it's an INFJ thing. So if you're an INFJ, like comment below and let me know if you also are like this. But I'm generally a person, like I can look at somebody and know like if I like them or not. You know, like I'm very clear, and I only had like serious boyfriends. Like I had a few flings here and there throughout my life, but I've only really ever had like serious partners, and for like many years. And so for me, I had to really slow down a lot. Like it was really difficult for me in separation, because it's like I just wanted to know, is this going to work out? Is this my life partner? Like, is this my twin flame? Is this my, you know, like, is this everything that I think it is, you know? And so for me, it was a big thing to just slow my brain down and be like, Serena, it's okay. Are you enjoying it right now? Are you enjoying it in this moment? Are you enjoying this video call? Are you enjoying this text message? And, you know, like really slow it down to the moment and stop getting so ahead of myself. Because there was also multiple times where I had told you, like, what if this doesn't work out? Or like, what if, you know, like, you know, and you were kind of the guiding light in that, where you had said like, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, then it's okay. You're like, I would never hurt you, or I would never, you're like, if you came and you hated it, I would help you get a ticket back home, you know, like, so that put me at ease a lot, because I understood that you understood that maybe, yes, we would both be heartbroken or disappointed if it didn't work out, that we wouldn't really still hold it against each other in a way, you know. So I think that was a big thing for me, especially when talking about buying the ticket to go back here. I go back over there, but go back over here.
Come home.
Yeah. That, you know, it was like one of those big like moments, like, okay, this is it, you know. But I had to remind myself, like, if I really needed to, I could get myself back home, you know, like, and I could trust myself, and I can trust the decisions that I would make. And it's okay to take it step by step. I don't have to know today, are we going to be married 2 years from now? You know, I don't have to know today, is this the partner I'm going to spend the rest of my life with? And while that's still what we both want, we still don't know what the future holds. You know, like we will work our hardest, and I know we both feel that way, to make it so that we can grow and change and be together for the rest of our lives. But we also don't know like what the future holds. And I think that's part of being unconditional as a twin flame, is saying like, I want the best for you regardless of everything. And let's do our best to make that happen together. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today. If you have any comments, questions, put them down below, and we will see you in the next video. Oh, and if you'd like to join our one-on-one group coaching container, this is what we're actually working on after this today. Super exciting. Is we are planning our lessons and our content for our group coaching container. So you guys, this is very important, because up until the end of October, we are still accepting applications. We are beginning our group coaching container on the week of 11/11. How twin flamey is that?
And on our daughter's birthday.
And our daughter's birthday. It's a big day, big week. So yes, get your applications in if you want to do the awakening work with other twin flames aligned on the same path as you, and you want a beta test for us, which means you're going to be giving us critiques on the course and testimonials in exchange for 50% off what we will be pricing this course as in future iterations. So that is a big discount. It's the first and the last time we're ever doing this. We've had so many wonderful applications already, so we're only looking for probably up to about 10 people unless something drastically changes. So get your application in if you want to work with us. We're super, super excited. I can feel the power of this course, and I'm really excited to work on it and to start it and all that good stuff. So yeah, get that in and we will review your application. You can look to hear from us. Be sure to check your spam folder because some of them I think have been landing in spam. So yeah, check it out and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.